Do you know what industries are moving right now? Let me show you about media and movies as an industry on the rise. There's a hot industry that's moving right now, and it's called media movies. Out of an industry list of 221 industries, right now, this industry is number 160. I did an RT delta, a relative timing delta, on all of the industries within the VectorVest software. The industries, one of the industries that have gone up the most by relative timing or short-term price trend, happened to have been media movies. It was up 25% in the last 10 days. The VectorVest software is ideally suited to always put you on the side of what industries are moving at any time. So, media movies, number 160 out of 221 industries, and in my delta, my percentage change of RT, over the last 10 days, it was up 25%. So then I looked at it. Well, there's a stock that made the news. Cinemark updates phased reopening timeline to begin July 24th. It's in the news, right? I don't know if that's still going to be. This is from Yahoo Finance. With, again, the resurgence of coronavirus spreading all over the United States, this may change. But Cinemark is one of the companies that's on board with reopening for people to go back to the movies. One of the world's largest and most influential movie theater companies today announced it will update the phased reopening of its United States theaters as a result of the recent shifts in new studio content. Cinemark theaters will open showcasing some of Hollywood's favorite classic films beginning Friday. I saw that a lot of movie theaters will open with some of, like Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars and Titanic, a lot of movies that were blockbuster movies just to get people back out to them. Blockbuster. What did you think I said? Blockbuster. I didn't say blockbuster. Why are you listening? Stop listening to what I'm saying and just do what you do. Okay. All right? And that's what Cinemark is trying to do, hit the cash register to get people to come back to the movies. But then people are going, what? Because I don't know if they really want to go back out to the movies just yet, so we'll see. But that's making news. And the industry is rising. So let's do this. Let's go back to my list. And there was a couple of stocks in here that made my list. How about Cinemark? Where's that at? Notice that in my list of stocks, it's towards the bottom. All right. Another company that's in that space is IMAX. All right. How many of you gone to an IMAX theater? Love IMAX. And then there's one more, which happens to be AVID, which happens to be number 2 in the list. So these are 3 stocks that are in the same industry, which is movie media. Let's analyze them. Avid Tech is below its value, so it's an undervalued stock, where IMAX is above its value and Cinemark is also above its value. That means people are willing to pay a premium to own IMAX and Cinemark. Let's go over to the relative safety. Oh, that was the value. Let's go look at the relative value. How about Avid Tech has good upside potential as compared to the other two, where they are below 1? So maybe Avid Tech in this space would be a stock that I'd be more apt to hold long term because it is undervalued and good upside potential. Now, the relative safety, the indicator of risk, all 3 are below the value of 1. So there's a little bit more risk involved with these. But Avid Tech, 1.44 in RT, it's moving up the fastest. IMAX moving up the second fastest, but at 1.30. Cinemark, the one that made the news, is not even moving up yet. Let's go take a look at these graphs. All right, notice that Avid Tech out of the 3 is the only one that is a buy recommendation, growing their earnings at a clip of 23%, whereas IMAX and Cinemark are growing their earnings at a lesser clip, actually in the negative. Let's right-click. Let's view the stock graphs. Let's go look at a 3-month graph. As I look at the 3-month graph, I see that Cinemark, again, with the most recent news, bouncing off a level of support. The 3 and the 8 just crossed. I would look for a little bit more confirmation. So this is a news-driven stock that really hasn't pulled the stock up yet. All right, really hasn't pulled the stock up yet. Let's go look at IMAX. Wow, that's got a little bit more of a bounce off of support. Last 2 days up nicely. Up nicely. RT just went above 1. So now the stock is considered to be in an uptrend. So the industry is running, but what's moving in that industry? IMAX is starting to move. Avid Tech, which is moving a tad bit sideways, a little bit of a sideways move. RT is above 1. If I'm looking at any one of these that's moving now, I'd probably take a look more so at IMAX out of the 3, even though Cinemark made the news. This is the reason why we look at the news, we analyze the stocks, and now we can make a better decision. The industry is moving. IMAX is starting to move within that industry, helping it to move up a little bit more. More steady stock, though, would be Avid Tech that moved up. It's just moving sideways, not losing money, moving sideways. This is more of a steady eddy in that industry. Any questions, Joey? It's really taking you that long?
With the color guard showing bullish and VVC in an uptrend, should I hold my position or not sell no matter what?
All right, so good question. If you're looking at the VectorVest software, you're looking at the home page. What is the home page telling you? What do you hear me say over and over? This is going to be your guide on what to do with your positions. If you've got a lot of yellow lights in the color guard like we do right now, what's the first thing you should do? Tighten stops. That's going to answer your question. Tighten the stops on the stocks that you own. Now, I'm not telling you to sell them. I'm not telling you to buy anything new. But right now is more of a cautious time. The market's in a race, and the stock market is getting tired. But we have up days. We have down days. If you're managing your positions with a cautious mode, you're going to increase your ability to stay and hold stocks long enough to make money. And number 2, if a stock does go against you, you're gonna clip that loser in the bud a lot quicker. So that is the answer to that question. Use the color guard. Let it guide you on what you should or should not do. Any other questions, Joey?
Why use the 3 and the 8 EMA?
The question is, why use the 3 and the 8 EMA? Because it works. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ask anybody in this room is in the jockey club. Whether you're swing trading or you're day trading, the 3 and the 8 really work. Now, if you're comfortable with using a 5 and 10, a 10 and a 20, 20 and a 50, whatever floats your boat, use it. But what we use here for the purposes of analyzing the stocks, the 3 and the 8 does a really good job keeping you in a trending stock, whether it's up or down, longer, and it will get you out in time. That is the answer to that question. Any other questions, Joey? As I drink my Cafe Bustelo.
This guy's asking about 2 stocks. So
Don't worry, I'm not worried about the stocks yet.
No.
All right. Any other questions?
3 and the 8, is that good for going long to get in?
The question is, the 3 and the 8, is that good for going long to get in? The answer, when I analyze everybody's stocks, at the end, I am going to be looking at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. You're going to be able to see that even on the stocks that you give me, that the 3 and the 8 do a good job on getting you in and out of those stocks. It is something that we use here a lot from a trading perspective here at VectorVest.